but he's eligible for an extension.
Yep.
Both sides are kind of, as you've mentioned, like oversharing here, right? Jay, we've talked about this. Baker oversharing the injury. Now the GM is oversharing expectations with the media. Does it feel like they're negotiating to you? Is that what this?
No, it's not.
Like?
It's not a negotiation. What it is as simple as we expect a certain level of play from Baker. We got a chance at 6-6. If that certain level of play doesn't meet our expectations, then we're going to be looking to do something else with Baker. But it's not a financial negotiation. It's a get us to where we think you should be getting us to. Injuries or not. And right now, we on the outside looking in. We are 2 games behind the Cincinnati Bengals, and I believe 3 games behind the Baltimore Ravens. So when you look at that, that's a hard climb, especially looking at your schedule coming down the pipeline when you have the Ravens, the Raiders, the Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh, which is whatever, and then you got the Bengals again that'll certainly be fighting to win the division at the end of the season. That schedule is extremely rough for them. They're probably going to, unless they hit a switch like no other and just go on a 5-game run, they're probably going to miss the playoffs.
Well, Jay, to me it sounded like a challenge. And I think he's right. They're talking about competitive football on the field, not the contract, but inevitably it all leads to the money, right? Well, I mean, isn't that like, hey, you want to get paid? All right, let me see you do this now.
See, in my mind, it wasn't negotiation. This is all negotiation. Everything that is happening, it's hearing Baker talk about his injuries is part of negotiation talk, right? He's saying, hey, look, I'm battled up, not providing excuses, but saying this is what it actually is when you take that into how you negotiate what my future value of this franchise is. I am tough. I'm out here playing through injury because I want to be here. So when I hear Andrew Berry talk about, hey, our expectation, whenever your boss says our expectation for KJM is to be this in a month from now,
well,
that is something, right? Like that is, so when your contract comes up, hey, look, we wanted this. You didn't meet that. You're maybe around here. So that warrants this. So it's all part of talks, in my opinion.
So, and whether or not it is, that's where it leads.
Yes.
Inevitably, that's where it leads. Here is the GM, Andrew Berry, but that begs the question, what you just said. How are they evaluating him?
Baker Mayfield is talking about his injuries to appease the fan base that's been on his rear end over the last several games. So he wants people to know, hey, you're not appreciating me because they've been killing him in Cleveland when he was the love of progressive. He was the guy in Cleveland, so he wanted them to know. That's why he went after the fans that, hey, I'm injured, and look how y'all are treating me, and I'm injured. It's not about the team knowing that because the team already knows. The trainers know, the doctors know. The negotiations are about, hey, if I can play at the level in which you think I'm going to be able to play or over and above what you think I'm able to play, am I in your long-term plans? And as of right now, I don't believe Baker Mayfield is in their long-term plans beyond 2022.
Okay, so the last part of your point, like that's exactly my thing. It's like, hey, that's fine. He is our quarterback for right now. That's what you state, right? Like, you know, it's play. There's nothing we want to see change. We want to see him obviously raise to elevate the level of play with all the players on the field. But my whole thing is sitting there listening to Andrew Berry say that. I'm like, all right, like he is your quarterback. That's fine. Like he's already guaranteed money for next year. Like there is nothing for us to negotiate because we're not signing him to a long-term extension. Like this is exactly what it is. Go out there and prove it.
Let me tell you how I'm reading this. I think that he's people have made up their mind about Baker. He's a good but not great quarterback. He can start for your team. He's not going to be the reason you win. But let me tell you why this could affect negotiations. Jay, I think you're right. Because if you are not that tall and you're not that fast and you have a good, strong arm, but they're stronger, and you're pretty accurate, but they're more accurate, there's no one thing that jumps out at you. The thing you have to sell is when the chips are on the line, you come through. Guess what? Chips on the line right now for the Browns. Right now for the Browns. And it's not that you're expecting him to suddenly be Superman, but if he can do that, now he can get paid.
To do it, yes.
But if he can't, then I agree with Key. They probably already decided that.
Yeah, but 5 games,
you move on eventually.
Superman in 5 games is not going to warrant me to pony up $350 million
not
with
350.
$150
No.
million. Well, that's what I'm going for, though. I can get $20 million from anybody.
Yeah, but it'd be
But
more,
I'm not doing that if I'm Baker Mayfield.
But it'll be closer to the higher. Like the number will go up, not down, if he balls out right
But at least it'll make you stop and say, okay, so maybe it's not as low. But like, what is it now if he does ball out?
Not to mention the Browns,
Baker
when healthy, have a
Mayfield,
really
man,
good
I
defense.
don't think
They
either
wanna
one.
make a
I don't think
run.
either one of y'all are really understanding, man. The dude is not going to accept lower than what he deems as market value.
But the
But the
market
question
might
is,
not give it to him.
that's what I'm saying.
Regardless to what
Where
we
will he
may
get that?
think.
Where will he get that from, though?
I don't think he'll get it from anybody
That's my point.
based on what people think he is. But it's up to him to recognize what he is. We can't do that for him. And if the Cleveland Browns come to him at the end of the 2022 season for something less than what he thinks, I'm sure he'll go in another direction.
And that direction may not be any more money. We will see. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.